Back. Welcome, welcome. Are any of you guys up out there? It's a little late night call. Excuse me. You know I had to call you. Judge KRAYNICK has responded to Sarah Boone. He's written her a letter. Well, not really written her a letter, kind of written us a letter. He's kind of playing her game kind of thing. He wrote a letter in general. Let's see. Shout out to Just a Lazy Gamer. Just a Lazy Gamer posted the letter earlier, and he also posted Sarah's last letter too, where she feigned ignorance about, I don't know what's going on. Help me figure out what's what and how many. I felt like it was a dog whistle to her flying donkeys that she had thrown under the bus, or a letter to Judge KRAYNICK indirectly. However, he's answered. Hey, NK. You see Judge KRAYNICK? He's responded to Sarah. We're going to listen to it. We'll go over it right now. And he posted this today at 1:30. Sidebar, it's 9:45 p.m. in California. What time is it where you are? What time are you watching? Let's see. And I'll get my medical snacks and water. Do you guys have some? Hey, Christina. In the reign of Swin, 6138. NK said, I just got out of the hospital today. Oh, hey, glad to hear that you're okay. You missed Judge Sarah, rewind. She wrote Judge KRAYNICK a letter saying that she didn't know who her appellate attorney was. She needed help. She didn't have a name, number, anything. So Judge KRAYNICK, he's still gray rocking her. He responded. Just a Lazy Gamer posted the letter today. So let's read it. This is from the Honorable Michael KRAYNICK. And you guys in the comment section, make sure you keep NK up to speed, what's been going on. We also celebrated our channel turned 1. I think you were there too, so you know that. Let's see. Defendant, Sarah Boone. The case number is listed. Amended order appointing counsel. Now, this letter is supposed to be in response to Sarah's letter directly to Judge KRAYNICK. And this is how he responded to her. I don't even think he addressed her once. Amended order appointing counsel. The court, upon review of the court file in the instant cause, hereby finds as follows. 1. The court appointed David Maldonado to represent the defendant appellate Sarah Boone in this cause for purposes of her appeal on September 12, 2025. 2. A certified conflict arose that would have prevented the regional counsel's office from representing the appellate pursuant section, and he lists the section, of Florida statutes. As a result of the conflict, it was necessary to appoint private counsel for the appellate, Sarah Boone. Wherefore, it is ordered as follows. A. The court's prior order appointing counsel dated September 12, 2025, is amended to reflect that a certified conflict arose that would have prevented the regional counsel's office from representing the appellate in this cause, and therefore necessitated the appointment of David Maldonado as counsel for the appellate. This court reserves jurisdiction for the entry of such future orders as may be necessary. Done and ordered. In chambers at the Orange County Courthouse, Orlando, Florida. So, did he mean Joshua, that it was changed from Joshua to David? He's saying that pretty much your appointed lawyer was appointed to you September 12th, and I'm making the record reflect that. He doesn't respond to Sarah. He doesn't say anything. Hey, Carolina. Carolina's in the house. Carolina, do you have your medical snacks? Carolina says, sending lots of love and well wishes, sister. Positive vibes and good energy. NK, yes. Know that. Let's see. Did you guys see the letter and what did um, Lazy Gamer have to say about it? Here it's pretty much just to the point, saying that a conflict arose, which I think he meant Joshua. It prevented Josh Martell from representing her, the regional counsel's office, although and Maldonado was appointed to her, right? Dan D. Hey, Dan. Yes, Dan, just a little late night check in. Judge KRAYNICK wrote Sarah back. Well, he wrote us back to let us know that Sarah's attorney is Maldonado, and the record is reflecting of that. NK says, hey, sister. We are sending big hugs and lots of love around surrounding NK tonight and every day. I love you, NK. We love you so much. So she's going to get this letter and pretty much go berserk, bonkers. She'll go bonkers because he's gray rocking her still. I'm supposing she wanted him to say, what? Your appellate attorney hasn't called you? He isn't being inclusive? He hasn't invest in the oppressed? Hold on, let me contact his office right now, Sarah Boone. I'll call you right back. I think that's what she wanted Judge KRAYNICK to say, huh? She said, I love you too. Dan D, if you guys haven't subscribed to Dan, Dan has the most hilarious gifs, I think the kids call them gifs or memes, where Sarah, I saw her as Chucky. It scared me. I almost dropped my phone, Dan. She was literally a Chucky doll. Another one to say, hey, another one to say. Dan said, lawyer you know covered this letter too. Lazy Gamer was way more concise. So what did they have to say, Dan? You know, I'm not a lawyer. I leave that up to my lawyer, my legal people. But what I'm reading is he's just pretty much, I think he meant to say Josh Martell in line number one instead of David, because he's saying that the court appointed him. What did the Lazy Gamer say, or the lawyer, you know? You know, she really is, she fancied up to the lawyer, you know, Peter, she really liked him. Hey, Roberta. Shout out to you. Up tonight, let's see. And what Sarah said. I have a video that's going to upload, I think tomorrow, or maybe I'll upload it after this. There was something that we addressed in the chat that really had me upset. I didn't even realize that Sarah, when she accused George of taking her debit card and stealing it, George's money, his paycheck from Ace Hardware, was direct deposited on her into her bank account, her bank account that she had for 30 years. So when he took the card, he was going to spend his own money. So she has everyone thinking that he was stealing her card. Physically, it was her card, but technically, it was his money. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? Sounds like the new lawyer is ignoring all of them. Yes, the new lawyer is like, I can't think of what reasons he would use for an appeal. I can imagine what Sarah would say. Definitely being forced to go pro se, not by choice. Hey, NWA say it's truly irritating how Sarah thinks her appeal is like a whole new trial that she should have a say in, quote, strategy. And what would the strategy be? Hey, Inky. Hey, all of my late nights straight A students. Tell the truth. Tell the truth says boots on the ground. Thank you. Tell the truth. I need some intel. I I think. Oh my God! Can you guys hear me? I was talking into my phone like way across the room, and the microphone is right over here at my desk. I hope you guys heard me. So I said, hey, tell the truth, boots on the ground. It says, I think Peter really likes Sarah as well. Yes, he did. I think so too. He was really impartial to Sarah, kind of gave her advice. And from the messages between she and Lana, Lana kind of implied that, that he was on their quote unquote team. The team, as James says, the team. Inky, he said you thought you went deaf. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I'm looking at the chat. I'm reading you guys. I'm looking at the comments and I'm talking. And then I turned around and see the microphone. I'm like, oh, Danielle. So in case you didn't hear me, another one to say, I was saying, hey, shout out to you too. In the Inky, you too. NWA, did you hear me? It's truly irritating how Sarah thinks her appeal is like a whole new trial she wants to be included in. I can't even imagine what Judge KRAYNICK. I can't imagine her getting back to his courtroom. I don't even think it would get that far. NK said, correct me if I'm wrong, but an appellate attorney rarely is in touch with their client, correct? From what I see in the comment in the chat, and even I don't know, I've never really seen an appeal trial in depth. So I don't know behind the scenes if they are supposed to, if they can. Maybe they use their discretion if they want to. But it's definitely not like trial where there's a sit down plan. It's definitely not like that. It may be a monthly or tri monthly check in, if that. Carolina said, I got my medical snacks just because Sarah can't have any. I'm snacking on some plain Lay's potato chips, and I have some water and some guacamole from my Chipotle earlier. Shout out to Chipotle. No, KRAYNICK protected the record like a boss. Miss Boone, are you satisfied with your representation? As James stands there like a proud dad. Yes, very, very, as she's shuffling and stacking her papers in her olive green blazer. Very. That one time when she said very, I use that clip a lot. Dan says the best thing Sarah could do from a client perspective is STFU, shut the F up, and let the trained lawyer handle it. Shh, Sarah, shush. Yes. Hey, Alana, shout out to you. Did you know that Judge KRAYNICK responded to Sarah today? He's still gray rocking her kind of thing. He just pretty much said, hey, Sarah has an attorney. This is his name. He was appointed on this day, and that's it. See you later. It seems like the attorney is ignoring everyone. He's probably feverishly trying to figure out what is he going to even question. If an appellate attorney can't find a reason for appeal, what happens? If there's it has is there are there cases where the judge is so surgical and concise that there is no reason for appeal? What does a defendant do in that case? NWA said, as much as we hate Owens, his defending her made her case far more appeal proof. Yes, no malicious, James, but absolutely. Judge Daddy KRAYNICK put Carolina. Judge Daddy KRAYNICK put Sarah in her place. He didn't have to respond to her. I'm reading between the lines. Absolutely. He absolutely I feel like he pulled a page from her book. He responded to us instead of her. He just kind of just generally threw it out there. My letters, since my letters are for everyone in the public to read. Hey, Candace. Oh, yeah, and from a quote, us perspective, speak up, Sarah. He'll find some bull SHIT reason. What could it be? I could think maybe, not by choice, force, but the 16-page letter seals that off right there. He wrote a 16-page letter specifically stating why she no longer had access to the free attorneys by the state. You were abusing them, Sarah. Do you guys remember that day that she found out? It was like a ton of bricks had fallen on her head. She was going in to argue and be petty and just pick apart every little thing. And Judge Kranick, he let her talk for a minute, shuffled his papers, and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you don't get any more attorneys, so you're on your own from here." She was, for talk about frazzled. Every attorney runs from Sarah. Can we blame them? No. Carolina, was that you that said Sarah's putting the entire Florida bar into retirement? Roberta says, Sarah, she has the nerve to ask for help after that scathing letter after her. Okay, after that scathing letter after her sentencing. Yes, I didn't even think about that. She's You're ignorant. Your ignorant decision. I think that's my. After that ignorant, your ignorant mind was already made up. It doesn't matter who I would have had to come and speak for me. You only had poor little Miss Walker come and speak for you, and she could barely hear Mr. J 4 feet in front of her asking her a question. And you want us, we the people, to believe she could hear you 5 doors down in your townhome. Okay, Sarah. I can't believe how entitled she is. So annoying, right? She's like, I don't care what I said about you. Even with the flying donkey, she's thrown them under the bus. I don't know who signed that, who wrote that. I didn't tell them to do that, Your Honor. They did that on their own, and I'm pretty sure she still expects help from them. And Nebula says, majority of appeals are filed as desperate last-ditch efforts. Very few have merit in the first place. Reminds me of Michael Dunn. Oh, when he appealed over and over until Florida Supreme Court rejected him. Reject. Oh, Michael Dunn. I'm pretty sure it was the jury who found her guilty, not the judge. Yes, Christina. I wonder if she kicks herself in the ASS daily for not taking the deal. Ugh. I think it'll really hit when the day approaches, like her previous futuristic uh, release date comes. The potential release date that she could have had if she accepted it, that's gonna hurt. I think that'll be coming up in maybe 4 more years. That's when it's gonna hurt. Oh my God! Even right now, she's in delusion about her appeal. So, I do you guys think she really believes she's gonna get a new trial, and or is she just aiming at least to get the deal again? Maybe she's thinking, okay, if I can go back to trial, they'll offer me a deal again, and or does she really think she's just going to go present the same evidence and walk free? That if that's the case, she needs a medical exam, not medical snacks. We'll have to celebrate. Another one to say, I'm always looking for something for us to celebrate. We definitely will celebrate. One of my people, one of you guys, let me know what would that potential date be so we can put it on the docket and celebrate. We could put it on our calendar. We also have another reason to celebrate upcoming. What day was her sentencing? Was it December 2nd? Let's see. Was it December 2nd? It would be her sentencing anniversary when Judge Kranick, she walked into the room. Do you guys remember she had her blue jumper on and she kept making those smug, like shrugging her shoulder and smiling like, like she didn't care? And she had just been sentenced to life. I don't think I've ever seen Sarah shed one tear. Not one. Correct me if I'm wrong. She thinks she's walking out of prison. Christina says she totally thinks she's walking out of prison. Not after that speech. Doubt it, Anthony says. Candace says she thinks she will be granted an appeal and will be let right out then. Really, Candace? She does, doesn't she? NK says, I think in her delusional mind that she's the smartest one in the room and will nag, nag, nag until she gets her way and gets a new trial. Paul, shoulder pads unite from the sofa, hanging out with the dogs on the sofa. Paul, I can remember him saying that Sarah was the type, and this was years ago when the interrogation first came out, about maybe 3, 4 years ago. I can remember Paul saying, Sarah reminds me of the type of person that would be in the grocery store. If her coupon expired, she would take it to the max, contact the supervisor, bring your manager. If the manager, call corporate. She would not. She would take it to the max, to the point where the manager would just tell the cashier, it's okay, just go ahead and let her have the coupon this time. Like, she was that type of person. So maybe she does think she can do that in her case. 4 more years would have been her futuristically outdate. Sarah is so smart that she's dumb for not taking the state's sweetheart deal. Flipping through the papers like she was an attorney with her football helmet hair. She was tossing, flipping that paper. She was writing notes. She was looking over at the camera, directly into the camera, looking at we the people. Or maybe she was looking at Lana. Her and Lana had that was their way of like having secret communication. The red folder, little signals, using little words. She's so stupid. That's what she thinks. Yes, it is. Roberta says, I'm sure she's expecting an apology with her winning appeal. After I win this, KRAYNICK, I'm expecting you to apologize to me. Where's her apology? Sarah's used to wearing people down by acting up. Yes. Yes, she really thinks that's what she tried to do. So, what are you guys trying to do here? What's going on? What are you guys trying to do? Are you trying to get me to admit? Because I will never admit, because I didn't do that. Ugh. Which Sarah? Let's see, Sarah on trial or Sarah in the interrogation? I can't think which one was more dramatic. Oh my God. Candace said 100% she thinks she's simply being, oh my God, granted an appeal, which she won't get, means she'll get out of jail and the whole process, starting with her interrogation, starts over. That is something I'm pretty sure she thinks of daily, nightly, every second, giving her phone to Chelsea. I know yeah, go ahead, take it. It's on the counter in there in the kitchen. Take it. Yeah. She really didn't know the video was there. Oh my God. But if, even if she would have deleted it, they would have found it. It would have still been in her trash unless she completely got rid of her phone. And maybe it would have been in her iCloud. I don't know. I know she would love to start back from scratch, as they say, from point A, and not give up her cell phone. That was the beginning of her downfall. Buzzed Boomer says, we also need to have an 18th birthday party for Little Man, his Independence Day. Oh, yes. Yes. And that's in 2 years, right? Did he turn 16 or did he turn 15 this week? So Little Man's a Scorpio too. He's hanging out with us for November. Hey. I get called everything but a white woman. Classic. She won't get an appeal at all. Carolina, I don't think she'll make it to the courtroom either. She filmed her crime. She waived her Miranda rights, and she has a past with accusing the judicial system. Negative earned. And this time, if she, say for instance, if she did get granted a new trial, there's way more evidence that could have been brought in. Way more. Number one, that nice picture of the suitcase with Little Man in it. Number one. Number two. Number two, all of those the body cams, the video, everything. That there's nothing that she could present differently that would make her look any different. Melissa can come and testify the second time. We can get Melissa on the stand and force her to admit she allowed Sarah to lock George out, knowing that he was a paying tenant. She was too stupid and arrogant to delete it. Do you think I don't even look at my phone unless it's for the time? Do you guys believe that she didn't even pay like Candy Crush or anything? She didn't get on Facebook. Do you think she really didn't? I think she was all on George's Facebook daily. Every time he got Facebook sends you notifications all the time. I think she was on her phone more than she really admitted. Candace says, "You'll see all the stuff in my phone showing all the damage George did to me. Bloody fingers, busted noses, split foreheads, you know." He, that's why I'm surprised you guys aren't bringing that up. The shower curtain thing. She was, this man is deceased, and you're saying, telling the detectives you're surprised they didn't bring up a week's, 2 weeks ago incident about a shower curtain. A questionable incident, too, because that little scratch on her forehead, it looked like she got her fingernail and scratched her forehead. Not like someone hurled a shower curtain at her head. Wouldn't it have been a big, we'll have to do an episode on that. Wouldn't it have been a big knot on her head? They would have just subpoenaed her phone even if she refused. Yes, Roberta, we've seen that. All of us true crimers, we know you can't really hide anything from the phone unless the phone disappears, right? If the phone completely disappears, then maybe you can get away with it. She thought phone only would help her. Phone? What phone? I definitely didn't video anything on the phone. She was so uh busted. Oh, that was the best thing she did for us. Carolina, she was tricked. Yes, they tricked me. I was supposed to be, so even if, for instance, okay, you were just supposed to go and walk in the day after your boyfriend, you don't know what happened. It was just the two of you in the place. He just ended up lifeless in a bag. You don't know what happened. You gave the detectives your phone. You let them borrow it for the night, and now you're just going to swing by and pick it up and go back to former husbands, to the marital home, which you wouldn't even have been able to afford anymore since George was no longer there. So do you guys think she would have tried to weasel her way back into the marital home? Dan said she was going crazy documenting talking points for documenting talking points for future arguments using her notes app. Dan, do you remember? You guys saw the episode about when we got into her cell phone. Those note apps, I was reading and reading and reading. I had to stop and say, does this ever end? It was so, the notes app, that was one of the longest bodies of work. It was as like reading a SKR video. like it was like reading a 9-hour video on paper. Know that. It was Sarah watching Corn, not George. Ooh, Carolina. Do you remember when Mr. J said that? I was so thrown. I was shocked by that plot twist. I was like, oh, good one. Not unless it was just and she stuttered and fumbled around. It not to look to just to see what, Sarah? Hey, Disney mom. Oh my God, I know. The comment about the shower curtain made my face contort in many directions. The Dan said the cloud will even have most of the phone. Okay, yeah, so you can't really get rid of it. So yeah, she was just gonna walk in there and grab the phone and walk back off to the marital home. NWA said, I tried to watch the interrogation again, but get so triggered when she fake cries with her fake voice cracking. Really, I love the interrogation. I think I watched it last week. I can't get enough of it. I watched the interrogation more than her trial testimony. It's something about the interrogation. It's just something about it. Carolina said, it wouldn't have mattered. Candace, Sarah would have been arrested. Yes, she would have been arrested. Sorry. Candace, what did she say about the shower curtain? Oh, that I'm surprised you guys didn't tell me. He beat me. Oh, he beat me with a shower curtain. Bloody fingers, split fingers, everything. The split finger thing was from her supposedly snatching the key from him as he was wielding a kitchen knife at her. So you're saying this dangerous inebriated man is waving a sharp utensil at you, but you walk up to him and snatch keys out of his hand. He's holding the keys so hard that you slice your finger. He was holding on to those keys for dear life. He knew she was going to try to get behind the wheel of a car. He just knew it. Dan said, if it was me, it was to go back and look. Yes, she did not want to admit she was the one watching corn also. They probably had timestamps for the movies when George was at work. In case that I'm having Doritos and cheese dip for my medical snaps. What are y'all having? I have some guacamole from leftover from my Chipotle and some Lay's potato chips. I usually like Doritos, but we didn't have any more Doritos, so Lay's. Hey, the Mud Pita said she's having potato chips and fruit tingles. Hey, everybody's having chips. Dan, burger, no wings meal here. Oh, Dan, I had a delicious burger the other day. Oh, so delicious, not malicious. Very medical. Banana bread medical snacks. Hey, Dee Dee Lee. Happy to be Hey, Juana. Happy to be catching you live. I'm in bed. No medical snacks for me, but I have 42 slices of cheese in my bed nightstand. Know that. Hey. And do you have an extra pillow that you stole too? Did you sneak any extra pillows too? Banana bread does sound good. I can smell it actually. Oh, I can smell it. And it reminds me of my mom used to make banana pancakes from scratch. Like, oh, I think I'll have to make some banana pancakes for the little humans recently, soon, and futuristically. Oh, Disney Mom is taking the cake. My medical snacks are huge bakery cinnamon rolls. Oh, my son bought them. Oh, Disney Mom. Trophy for you. Oh, that sounds so delicious, not malicious. Burger and pieces for me. And the Dr. Pepper. I have the Dr. Pepper, the flavored one. It's strawberries and cream and a cream soda. I'm saving it for Judge Jackson. Judge Jackson, where are you? I'm saving it. I'm going to crack it open when she gives us the final motion. I need to get a honey bun, a fresh honey bun, but I don't know. The old honey bun I had got stale waiting for Judge Jackson. I had it; it was there for like over a week. I had to throw it away after I sampled it. I had to test it to make sure it wasn't stale. Roberta said, "We never saw George violent or even angry. We've never saw George violent or angry, and we've never seen Sarah cry a real tear." His whole family hates me. His whole family hates me. That doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Dan said the split forehead pic was hilarious. I've had a bigger pimple wound. Right. That the split forehead didn't get its flowers because the faux black eye overshined it, you know? The split forehead didn't get its flowers, the flowers that it deserved. Guys, I'm nuts because each morning I turn on the Tell the Truth says, guys, I'm nuts because each morning I turn on the interrogation video while I shower. From the beginning until my morning and evening routine is over. Tell the truth, call me nuts, but I don't even think that's nuts. Dude, I'm telling you, the ending So, what do I do? Do I call you guys? Am I gonna call you? Yeah, you can call me. My number's not the. I love after the buccal swabs, that whole like decline. It's like a climax. It's like, oh, I love it. And she's like, I had to sneak. I knew this was gonna happen. Not intentional. Somebody call Brian. Like. It was that the ending was just mwah. NK said yes, Disney mom won with the snacks. NK says ice cream, it's 37 degrees. Oh, got to get my blood sugar up. 37C, you're saying that it's 37. Where are you, Inky? In Australia, right? Aren't you in Australia? Carolina, can you bring me my Dr. Pepper, please? It's on the back porch. Please, please. I have cotton mouth really, really bad. Can you believe? I know Kayla Rodriguez was like, well, we saw Kayla was like, excuse me, get the papers and fill everything out, right? This one is going to be a doozy. Kayla, she knew. And sure, Kayla was gorgeous too. Gorgeous detective. She was a cop. She should be a detective. She asked Sarah all the right questions and she got the good stuff right at the scene. I don't know why I thought she may have been like older or something. I was surprised to see her at the trial. I was like, oh, she's a young woman, like a young lady. I thought she seemed like a seasoned detective when she was talking to Sarah. When presented with the video, NWA says her first reaction was the laptop having a low battery. She didn't have one shred of regret. I think I told you guys I would have fell to my knees like, what? Oh, like, hurry up and go get the charger. I need to see this. What happened to him? Like, what did I do? Like, because even if you do have a blackout, which happens with people, this is life, it's human. If you drink, it could happen. You wake up and you realize you lost your cell phone and you can't remember where it is. What did you do? Because you were drunk or you guys were barbecuing and you can't remember where you left it in the backyard. Or in Sarah's case, you get drunk and black out and you wake up in your boyfriend's and your luggage. But I don't know. So she didn't even, when she realized what she did during her blackout, still have any remorse. That's what I think that's what earned her that Miss Boone life. Judge Kranick is still gray rocking her. He won't talk directly to her. Buzz Boomer says, I've watched her interrogation way too many times, but it just fascinates me. And Scott's body language cracks me up. Buzz Boomer doesn't Scott, it's like his anxiety, it's like he can't wait. I love it. He's like flipping, running his fingers through his hair. He's shifting in his seat. He's like he is he can't even, he asks such good questions like, was it anyone else in the house? Nope, just us. Just us. Yes, a very great listen to pass the time. Oh, Dee Dee says, I love banana pancakes. Yes. And the song, there's a song. Please don't tell me that. I will have to YouTube that in the morning when I make some. I just got some bananas too. We have some bananas. All you have to do is mash them up with a fork and mix them right up with the pancake mix, and boop, there you go. I would, NK says, it doesn't sound nuts, tell the truth. I was listening to it again while I was in the hospital. I'm too embarrassed to admit how many times I've watched it. I think I did a poll and asked the question. I can easily say that I think it's been more than 100. Because we're talking about 5 years here, so we have to be fair. Give ourselves some grace. This isn't like this is a new case and it's been a year or so. This is over a 5 year span. 5 years plus that I've been fighting for my freedom because I have hope. My highly mishandled case, we have followed this highly mishandled case, and yes, we've watched it a multitudinous amount of times. We know it by heart, back and forth. I'm pretty sure if I say something right now, you guys can finish the sentence. You can literally see Sarah begin to poop her pants. Yes. I just got those. So I can't even smoke a cigarette. Somebody call Brian. She does that to Brian too, like she did to Judge KRAYNICK. Talk smack about him and then expect him to help. She talks smack about Brian and then, did you guys talk to my ex-husband? He'll tell you, like, yeah, he'll tell. And he's out there like, this is my way out. Hey, I don't know if she's lying. She could be doing lying about everything. Brian was trying to get his way out already. You think he was thinking like, yes, this is my chance to have my son to myself, you know? Inky says, yep, Australia, 4:20 p.m. and stinking hot. We've had some nice weather here in California today. A little gloomy, um, not too hot. It was just pretty. It was just pretty mild today. Y'all tricked me. So what if I hadn't shown up? She spoke about, alluded to running a few times. Remember, and so call us. You can do anything. What do you want to do? Run? I'm surprised they didn't catch that when she said run. Run? His whole family hates me. Disney mom said his Judge Jackson needs to hurry up. I'm going to need fat pants eating all these snacks waiting. You see, there's a photo. We have a inside exclusive photo of Sarah in the medical bakery eating Cinnabons, and she's huge. Like her cheeks were all big and puffy on that picture. She looked like a puffish. I don't know how I thought of that, but she looks like a orange puffer fish. Her cheeks were like boop. Another one say cigarettes were great evidence of JCS vid title. Sarah really thinks she's going to home. JCS, I don't know if I think that may have been like one of the first videos that I saw of Sarah, and it was just the way he described everything that just keeps you on, just like the edge of your seat. He just describes it so well, what she's doing, like the games that she's playing while you're watching it, on top of her being so unbelievable, on top of the crime being so horrendous. It was just so much to take in. Put it on me. Put it on me. Oh yeah, I have a feeling Officer Rodriguez could whoop some butt. Yes, yes, Officer Rodriguez. I don't think she has to worry. Sarah, but Sarah was actually, she was going head bump, chest bump to Scott. Remember, Sarah wasn't backing down, and we've seen in the behavior notes, Sarah was trying to fight girls in jail. She's crazy, right? Yeah, those to that poor girl. I've watched and Chris Watts interrogation at least 100 times as well. Oh, Chris Watts. Alex Murdaugh too. I just watched his car interrogation too. I despise Alex. Those good old boys. James reminds me of Alex's team, the law team. Those just like good old boys that aren't good old boys, but they put on that. Where's my water? Excuse me. I need water like really bad. Excuse me. I need water like really bad. Let me grab the water hose. Oh, is that Kalea I see? Hey, darling. We were checking in for Judge KRAYNICK's Grey Rock letter to Sarah. Hey, Gwen and Margaret. Hey, all the straight A students in the house are just doing a little late night check in. We had to after that Grey Rock letter. Judge KRAYNICK just let her know, like, hey, not even let her know, let we the people know, hey, this chick is crazy. She knows who her attorney is, but in case she doesn't, I'll let her know. The David Maldonado on September 12th, 2025. Case closed. See you soon, Sarah. He posted that today too, November 4th at 1:30 p.m. So right after he had his medical snacks after lunch, he uploaded her a nice little response. Margaret, what are you thinking about the almost 60 days that Judge Jackson has us waiting for? Are you frazzled? Are you Gwen, are you frazzled? He said, I'm still obsessed with that case, hence my YouTube name. NK did it. Oh yes. I just saw is it true Ashley Banfield got fired for releasing some videos about Shannon? Shannon, rest in peace, Shannon. And I hate that guy. When I say scum of the earth, when he described what that little when the little baby girl said, "Daddy, are you gonna do to me what is?" I can't even get it out. If you familiar, NK, you know what I'm saying. I'm sorry. When Chris Watts, he took the lives of his little girls and he drove them out to his job, some oil field. He put the little girl in the oil, some disgusting, gross, crude oil, and we don't even know what he did to her. He could have we don't know how he did it. If he hurt her first, but the second the younger daughter, she looked at him and said, "Daddy, is the same thing going to happen to me? What happened to her sister?" You know, that I think he, though he if prison justice isn't even good enough for him. I'm not flustered. I'm fractious. Let Sarah. He completely talked. He spoke through her. He spoke straight to the record. Straight to the record, Sarah. I'm not even playing your game. Kalea, do you think he'll that Sarah will make it even back to Judge Kraynick's courtroom again? And will the appeal? Well, yes, the appeal hearing, if it happens, it will be aired. We will get to see it because we get to see Daryl Brooks's. We get to see his hearings, his appeal hearings. Anybody have any updates on old Daryl? He has a celebration, an anniversary coming up. Rest in peace to all of the parade victims. Daryl, he is beginning his long sentence as he was in a wheelchair. His teeth has been knocked out. They're beating him. Prison justice. They're beating him up bad in there. And Margaret says, "I want to hear from Judge Jackson." Yes. Carolina said, "Yes, I watched that video on Yes, Thank you, Carolina. Shout out to Plunder channel. I love her, like her whole energy, her vibe on her channel. You know, Plunder, Plundrs. If you guys aren't tuned in to Plunder, she speaks about true crime. That's where I saw it. That Ashley Bansfield got fired for posting her videos of Shannon. Daddy, no. Yes. She said, "Are you going to do the same thing to me you did to CES, to CC?" Poor Celeste. That is when I say he could. It was priceless. Like Sarah, when she was confronted with the video footage, the moment Chris, they go over to the neighbors to watch the footage from the neighbors, like his cameras from his house, and you can see that there was no movement in or out the house. It's said that Shannon, she never left, and his face, it was like you could see it in his face that he was so busted. The cop knew it, the neighbor knew it, he knew it, and the neighbor started looking at the cop even like this guy did it. And do you remember during the time he was watching that, a a commercial for a baby, like an ultrasound commercial or like a prenatal commercial came on for a baby. It was so eerie. The neighbor was like, "Get this guy out of here. He did it. He doesn't usually act like this." He was like, "He's all like acting suspicious." The cop was like, "Oh yeah." Chris Dan says Chris immediately put hands on head like he's about to get arrested. Yes. When that happened, his hands went on his head and he started, yes. It was like the entire room knew at that moment, like, you did this. You shout out to the best friend too. The best. If she would have never called, he would have been at work, working, finished his shift, and been able to come home and clean up more. And maybe Nicole, NK, allegedly, NK would have came over and they would have romped around and did whatever they were doing while Shannon was on vacation, you know. But the best friend, whew, she put a stop to all that. She was there. She called the cops like, hey, come home. We need to speak to you. We need to talk to you, buddy. Oh, that was great. Okay, NK says, if you ever start with the Chris Twatts case, I love that. Chris Twatts case, contact me because I have researched that case since day one. I did a FOIA request and have the police reports. NK. NK. What hurt me too is that she came home. I love you, NK. She came home and wanted to like rejoice and what is it like reconcile bond with her man, her husband. She hasn't seen him. You know, I missed you. And here he is trying to pick an argument and fight with her while she's on top of him and choke like in special place in HEELL. I mean HE double hell. Ugh. The daddy who sat, Dan said, the daddy who sat in on her interview and guided cops interrogation. Yes. There's a lot of mystery and talk around NK. Well, yeah, and Nicole, it's her. It's a lot of talk around her knowing. They had, yes. They did. They were intimate before that is Shannon Watts was the first ones to make and post videos on Facebook. Really? She may have had herself a YouTube channel like her mother, Sandy. Really? Oh, wow. I know she was a big deal on Facebook. Like, she was really active. Chris had no idea Shannon would be so missed. Yes. HE double hockey sticks. Thank you, Dan. It's fractious. They were in the middle of checking into a set of fingerprints found on the window in the basement when they had to stop investigation because of him pleading. Mm, really? So that would have been his accomplice. So she deserves. Mm, where's my water? Because not just Shannon, but the girls, so everybody involved needs to pay for that. Like the Markells, everybody who was involved needs to pay. That was his first mistake. What was his first mistake? Chris, yes, his first mistake was not. Yes, yes, because I even fell in love with her. You know, just watching through the years, and this was years ago. I can remember when we lived in our old house. I used to watch her YouTube videos, and she would sell stuff like just talking. When she told him that she was pregnant, remember, it seemed like he was faking his response because he was cheating. Diabolical, yes, Kalea. Diabolical. Hold on 1 second. 2 seconds, you guys. Okay, I'm back. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, I missed some stuff. Christina says, I believe it was NK. Oh, Christina. Christina says, I believe it was NK who strangled the babies. She wasn't strong enough, so they only passed out. And that would make sense because maybe even though he was a monster, those are still his babies. So maybe, he was letting. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't even make sense of it. I don't even know what I'm saying. I don't even know what I'm saying. I can't even make sense of that. In cases, and it was proven that Shanann, isn't it Shanann? Shanann did not have lupus, and the girls were not allergic to tree nuts like Shanann claimed. This isn't hearsay. Gripping and heartbreaking. Senseless. It was so stupid. Why didn't NK? Why didn't he just divorce her? Why didn't he just leave her? Just because people break, why wouldn't he just break up with her? Her Thrive business was very social media based. My daughter did Beachbody around the same time. Constant online presence. In my opinion, Nicole was interrupted in either cleaning or going to get the phone and purse when the friend came over, bolted out the window because they were thinking they were scot free. He's at work. He's like, they're thinking everything is done. Nobody knows a thing, so we have time. But the best friend, threw a monkey wrench and all that. When the cop was there and he's like, "Oh, I think she went to the park with the girls. I don't know. She left." What? What? Someone had to be at that house when Nicole Atkinson was there with her son. Someone put Dieter downstairs. NK did it. We all know that was her. Is Dieter the dog? I agree. She tried strangling them in the bedroom and it didn't work. That makes my stomach turn. That makes sense. Yes, another one to say. Yes, it makes sense. Why would Shanann make up the allergies? What is that about? Remember Jane's dog hid under Bella's bed? He alerts to sweat, stress, child support, alimony. Oh, he and his girlfriend wouldn't have been able to live the little life they were living. I'm quite because they had a whole like month together, right? When Shanann was on vacation and the girls were gone, so he was like a bachelor for a month. Mm, mm, mm. So he doesn't want to let his whole little secret life go when his wife comes home, makes love to her with his child inside. Wasn't it a boy too? Wasn't she pregnant with a boy? You would have had a perfect family, your wife, your two daughters, and finally your son potentially, right? Chris looked surprised that her purse and phone was on the counter. Thinking like Nicole was supposed to get rid of that because instantly the best friend and the cop are like, the best friend's like, she would never leave her phone in her purse. She would never do that. She's too active on social media. Okay, yes, Dieter is the dog. I'm not going to speculate on why she would lie about it. Attention, maybe, but the Thrive bars that she fed the kids on live, every flavor contains tree nuts. Okay, yeah, maybe marketing reasons or trying to sell or for her just for media reasons, but she embellished or lied about it, maybe. Okay. Wow, that's surprising. Yes, Christina. Candace said, Nicole's son found phone in couch, I thought, not on counter. I thought they said it was on the counter, but her son could have because they were around there. The house looked pretty clean from the body cam, too. The house looked very clean, so they had time. How far is the drive? His job was pretty far, right? About like 30 minutes. Like, oh, that drive. Do you think NK went with him on the drive? Or was he alone? The Watts house was built on top of a old. What? Carolina says the Watts house was built on top of a old sacred burial ground. That's why it's haunted, and all those EVPs were proven to be factual. Really? What? So maybe those old spirits were not going to allow Chris to get away with such a wicked crime. Hide and seek I shall. He thought he was doing something sneaky and he was exposed because the way he was exposed so fast, it was. Thank God he was exposed. Lupus did not show up in her autopsy, and lupus always shows up in an autopsy. In case I found it shady that Nicole's son found the phone and the purse. Why? Why'd you find that shady? He grabbed it up before the friend. I also believe NK was into some dark stuff, Satan worshiping. I think Chris was put under her spell. It demons maybe. Okay, so I don't follow Watts. Who is Nicole? Nicole is his his paramour. He was cheating with her. The mistress, yes. 50 minutes away. So after your wife, and she had just come home from a vacation. You guys know how it feels to come home from vacation. You you're ready to take those clothes off, to get in the shower, to get to your bed, your family, your kids, your mate, your pet, the juice in the refrigerator, your home, your robe, your home, your shower. She's so happy and ready to relax and get home. She has time with her man and he makes love to her and then chokes her as she was straddling on top of him, right? And he says they were talking and he just reached his hands up and choked her, if we believe him. But he does that, takes the lives of takes her lifeless body in the car, drives the girls 50 minutes away. What was that ride like? And was Nicole with him? There was two Nicoles. Nicole, the friend of Shanann, and Nicole, the mistress. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dan, for clearing that up because I don't think I made that clear. I'm so focused on Nicole, NK. It's on body cam. Chris picks it up off of the counter. Okay, another one to say. Yeah, the counter was sticking out to me. Plus, maybe the kid had took it out of the couch and set it on the counter. I don't know, but the counter, I remember the counter. Plus, why was NK's phone pinging by the house that morning? She should have been arrested. She should have been arrested. This is all allegedly, but she should have been arrested. Remember, though, Shanann said that she had been misdiagnosed several times in the past. I don't think that she lied and said that for attention. Okay, Carolina. I think NK stayed behind because, oh, even he said that after he left, he got notification that the garage door opened. And did he stay at work? Did he just go and take those babies and put them in the oil cylinder, the bin, whatever it is, and just go clock in for work? NK, did he do, is that what he did? Or did he go back to the house? One was a whisper of the detective reading the name on a pill bottle. Her babies were probably so excited to see her too. Right, Midnight Moon? Hey, like, yes, the mommy is coming home. Like, it went from them being so happy, and he took that from them. He betrayed them. He betrayed them in the worst way. And did Cece walk in the room after hearing the commotion? We know Shanann didn't just drop and pass out just because he put his hands around her neck. She fought. I'm sure she fought. I'm sure she couldn't believe what this fool was doing. I'm sure she fought. I'm sure she's looking at him and thinking of her baby and her son. I'm pretty sure she is looking him right in his eyes like, what are you doing? And did Cece hear that and come in? There was a lot of shadiness and unexplained. Everything stopped as soon as he pled guilty. Really, Inky? So do you think he pled guilty for a reason to stop more from coming out? Every time I watch the footage of Shanann about to walk into the house, I just want to scream, "Get your babies and get out of there!" Yes, she had on her jacket and she had her like rolling suitcase. Excuse me. I needed some water because I can see it. I can see that ring footage too in my mind. She's walking up and I think she had like a dark jacket on. And she's like happy to be home. She's coming in the door. Yes. 6 weeks. 6 weeks? Is that how long she was away? You know, she couldn't wait to get home. She probably had content ideas in mind. She probably had so much footage and pictures and stuff that she had taken and done on her trip. She was ready to post and get back with her babies and make some posts with her kids because you know she used to post her kids too, you know, a lot. And this ASS hole. The investigation should not have stopped when he pled guilty. Yes. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna go get another. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna go grab another bottle of water out the kitchen. Keep chatting so I can read them when I get back. Okay, I'm back. I had to give the puppy some water too. He heard me. He heard the water when I took the water out of the plastic out of the 20, you know, the pack of water. He heard me in there and he started scratching. I said, "Oh, you want some water too?" The investigation should not have stopped when he pled guilty, when he pledged guilty. What he says still has to be corroborated, right? We can't believe him. We saw in that interrogation. Was it took his dad, right, for him to finally just admit it? It took his dad, and he's all like, "Yeah, I had to try to stop her from hurting the kids. She was going to hurt the babies or something so stupid like that." And who, for the love of all that is holy, did NK erase in her phone? Maybe she had some help, enlisted some help too. Somebody she talked to, called, got something from, some drugs that night. You never. Did he really think he'd get away with it? I think he did. But the best friend, it was. I don't know. It was. Carolina says the house was on built on top of a burial site, and if you believe in spirits and energy, it was something that was not letting him get away with that at all. The way the neighbor exposed him from the video, the best friend, just everything. Like he wasn't getting away with that. They had to be buried. They had to be buried in special caskets in fear of an explosion. That's so heartbreaking. Do you guys remember back in school when you were a kid, you learned about oil spills and you would see people out in the wild and nature at the beaches with like bottles of Dawn dish liquid or dish liquid trying to get the oil off of the birds? Do you know these three precious souls sat in that oil so long. It was were they alive? Were the babies alive? It was probably inside of them, and they had to be buried in special caskets under the jail. Under the jail. Supposedly, he killed them at the job site after he buried Shanann. There's no way he had time to do all that by himself before the work crew showed up. Right. And aren't there cameras at his job? Aren't there? Where aren't there? NK, is there camera footage of him at the job? Those poor babies. It breaks my heart. Shanann didn't fight. No defense wounds. No, she didn't fight. Was she asleep? What did he do? She was vulnerable. This woman was pregnant. She was vulnerable, tired, probably exhausted, not only from the trip, but just making love and being pregnant. Probably played with the kids, just. I think NK choked her because there was no defensive wounds on Chris, but NK had on a long sleeve shirt when she was questioned. This bitch. NWA says, I don't have kids of my own, but I have several nieces and that I love. I'm frazzled, you guys. I don't have kids of my own, but I have several nieces that I love like they were my own. I can't even imagine what those poor babies endured. Hey, Christina sent pumpkin on head. Hey, thank you, Christina. I love you. Shanann had a coffin birth. What is a coffin birth? Baby Nico and his mother and sister should all be here with us today. What is a coffin birth? Carolina, I think vanity had a lot to do with Watt's motive. He used to be pudgy and soft, and Shanann was probably close to out of his league. He started working out, and NK noticed him. Yes, Dan. He was a fat ASS at first, and Shanann was the one who was all like motivating him to get healthy and fit. And he did that and got Nicole's attention and decides to take. He's a narcissist through and through. Midnight Moon. Oh my God, this has me so upset. I agree, Dan. Him showing the girls in the tanks through small holes really bothers me. Him shoving the girl. Yes. I can't even. I'm like, were they looking at you, you POS? Did you do it before? I think that so small. Yes, so tiny. That had to hurt them. These are your daughters. And yes, if you can imagine your nieces, but your daughters, and this is their own dad who's supposed to protect them. NK knew he was married. She Googled Shanann's name many times and would watch Shanann's lives and send angry faces during the live. She was a flying donkey. This bitch. And apparently Dan says, and apparently the tank were so hazardous and noxious gases that needed experts to with noxious gases that needed experts to open them. And this is where he would put his pregnant wife, unborn child, and his daughters. Small daughters. I hope they are tearing him up in prison. NK began stalking the Watts family on Facebook since 2017. She knew he was happily married. Oh, NK totally knew. Home wrecking bitch. Yes, Christina. Midnight Moon. NK, that's so cringe. Really? She was hating on her live streams, right, Midnight Moon? Probably from a different handle. I know Shanann probably was like, what is going on? Who is this? What is this, a customer? An angry customer? What the heck? Wait, and Midnight Moon, cringe. That's scary. The person that's sending you angry faces on your stream anonymously ends up possibly being involved in your murder. That's like Scream, like that movie Scream. Shout out to you guys. Oh, shout out to you guys down in the chat. Oh my God. Sarah is going to be so peed. Inky says, Sarah is going to be so peed off as she's not the center of attention at the moment. Oh, Inky, you know it. Because she still doesn't know what her appellate reasons are. And can you imagine how angry she's going to get when she finds out that it's probably nothing? Nothing, Miss Boone. Nothing for you. Kalea said, did NK get charged with anything? Nope, Christina says. NK didn't get charged with anything. There was a male friend of Nicole, wasn't there? I thought it was just Nicole and her son. Inky, do you think Sarah will respond to Judge KRAYNICK's non-response to her? Like, excuse me, you didn't answer to me. I wasn't included. Jim. Okay, her male friend's name was Jim. NK. Change her name and has a certain amount of identity protection. Why? Why, Inky? Why was she given identity protection? Because of the media? Christina says, nobody knows. She changed her name and poof, disappeared. The way I describe it, Chris dropped a diamond to pick up a rock. Know that. Carolina, that's crazy. It was in the out of the middle of nowhere. Do you think she still speaks to Chris? You know, you did all of this. You annihilated. You're a family annihilator. Like, what's that guy's name? Chris Todd. Chris Tote. Annihilated your entire family. Rest in peace to those babies too, and the wife and the dogs. You annihilate your entire family, and you're still not able to be with the home wrecker that you annihilated them for. What is wrong with these guys? Well, Chris didn't annihilate his family for another woman, but he just annihilated his family for like financial reasons. He was afraid of them finding out he was going broke, right? Like he owed taxes and he was about to have to go to jail for to the IRS for owing money to the IRS, right? So he just like took his whole family out. NK picked up a piece of hard of poop hardened into a rock. Yes. Yes, a piece of dog poop on the ground. Did she really gross? Yes. Oh, she had a baby with another man, a homewrecker. I thought you were talking about her being a piece of poop. No, Candace. NK had a baby with another married man. She's a homewrecker. Okay, boots on the ground. Carolina says that NK actually had a baby. She moved on. So his paramour moved on with another married man and had a baby. What a waste of your life, dude. No cameras. It's just an oil pump site. They tore down that work site after that happened. Wow. Midnight Moon says, oh God, NK is a mom. She better pray that she doesn't meet any type of no one like her enters her life or her child's life, giving birth after death, right? And that's so cruel. She gets to go ahead and be a mom. That seems so unfair. You know, she gets to go on and be a mom after what happened to Shanann. NK said, a coffin birth is when you give birth after you die because the body bloats and pushes the baby out. Her baby was born in her grave. So you mean at the hospital when she was declared deceased, the baby hadn't, it didn't come out then, it comes out after she's buried? That is so sad. That is so sad. Yes, that's horrific. Midnight Moon. Prayers for Nicole. I mean, Shanann. Nicole is a monster. Prayers for Shanann. And for any mother. I saw a photo sidebar on Instagram. There's a guy that I follow. He's like a Muslim guy, and he's um does embalming, and he just talks about everyone wakes up and ties their shoes and puts their clothes on and expects to have a good day. You never know how your day's going to end. Enjoy every day like it's the last. And and he's just always talking about and showing his work. And he said people had a post, and it was a woman laying on the bed, and she was passed away. She was still laying there. Her baby was crying, and he said these are the types that hurt the most, when a mother loses life, goes to death, giving life. And the baby, he put the baby cheek to cheek with the mother, and the mother was deceased. And the baby, as soon as the baby touched the mother, the baby just started crying loud, but he wanted the baby to touch the mom, to just just smell her, just get the mom's touch for the last time. Another one that says she's a C word. Yes, see you next Tuesday. I just keep thinking, NWA says, about how much a child loves and trusts their parent, and the utter terror and heartbreak they went through as he betrayed them in the worst way. It just breaks me. It just, I'm, I find comfort in just hoping that it was fast. I don't know. It's no way to find comfort in that. Fast or slow. It's no. What am I even talking about? It's no way to even what. Even if it was a scintilla of a second, like it's just. I keep thinking, was she just looking at them? And during that ride, did they know their mom was passed away? Was she in the front sleep? Please don't tell me that, NK. Like, was she in the front seat, passed away, and the girls were in the back, riding to their pretty much execution? She's worse than the CUNT. See, Chris Watts's familicide case is one of the worst cases of 2018. How about almost like the decade? Who could be worse than him? Nobody since what's his name? Lacey Peterson. What's that guy's name? Remember Lacey Peterson, you guys? I have my brother's name is Lacey. He was a baby at that time when it happened. He's in his late 20s now. Lacey Peterson. That Scott Peterson. Thank you, Dan. Yes, Scott Peterson. That was almost one of like the worst with his whole fishing trip story. I remember I was in high school around that. I think I was around high school around that time. That's when wasn't that around the same time as O.J. Simpson's trial? But Scott Peterson, it couldn't him. I don't think since Scott Peterson it hasn't been a familicide so tragic. And they found her little baby. They found her and her baby in the water later. Lacey was beautiful. I still remember her smile, her beautiful smile. NK said, no. Candace says, I don't think Chris is miserable. Didn't he recently request to get married? Oh, Candace, you know he has a fan club. What's the other guy? I can't even think. What is the other guy? I can't remember. He's about to get married too. It'll come to me. They made a law after that. No, she was in the back on the floorboard. Okay. She was in the back on the floorboard. The girls were sitting in the back seat with her and kept telling Chris something stinks. Shanann had soiled herself after passing. That was a ride from hell. Why didn't he get the death penalty? Does anybody know what state was that? Why didn't he get the death penalty? They made a law after that. Bought a boat and went fishing on Christmas Day or something. Yep, Dan, he sure did. He went and took his boat out and started and said, and I went fishing. Or, I can't handle the Chris Watt case. It really disturbs me, especially Bella for some reason. What about Bella? Bella was Bella the baby? Is that yes? Cece was the older sister. Bella was the baby. That's what. Just the her asking him and even him saying it. He didn't have to share that. You know how evil that is. Like he didn't even have to share it and say, "Oh, she looked at me and said that." Why did you even share that? That's something you should have took to your grave, you dirty dog. Carolina says she was under the back seat while her daughters sat on the top of the back seat. Chris Watts said that Bella asked if, quote, mommy was okay. He told her, mommy is okay. She's just sleeping. Carolina. Carolina, don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. Colorado, he pled. So he pled, Christina. That's why he didn't get the death penalty. If he would have taken it to trial, he would have. Well, I don't want to say justice wasn't served because he has life in prison, but it just seems like he's the type of person that shouldn't even be breathing air. OMG, the details of the Chris Watts case are so devastating to revisit. Dan, because he pled guilty, I think. Yes. Yes, another one to say. Inky. Chris is quite happy not having to be responsible for anything. An evil man child. And I know, girl, again, I've written him, oh, I've written him 3 times asking, not being rude and hoping he'd write back, but never did. Really? Really? Oh, if anyone ever gets a letter back from anyone, please, please let me know so we can share. Yes, Christina, Cece was the baby. Hey, Rochelle. Rochelle says, I think Cece had already passed in the home. Bella went into the tank alive due to the. So she did. Because for some reason, as we are rewinding, my mind is telling me she was like looking at him as he was pushing her head. Was the oil hot? Does anyone know the temperature of the oil? Was the oil hot or was it cold? If it was cold, I don't think he. Oh my God. No, Bella was the oldest, and Cece was only 3 years old. Oh, okay. So Bella was taken first, right? Because it was Cece that was saying. Bella was saying, "Is the same thing gonna happen to me like Cece?" Yes, Bella was the oldest. Chris has said that everything has been forgiven because he has found God and has been forgiven. He's freaking nuts. Yes, he's in Dodge Correctional Facility in Wisconsin, the same prison as Jeff Dahmer. He was sentenced to 5 life terms and thinks that he will be out because he gave his life to Christ. Christina says the oil was probably warm. Yes, Colorado is like desert, right? Mm, mm, mm. That really breaks my heart. Wow. Wow. hot oil or just oil, period. Carolina says, no, Cece was killed first and Bella last. Brainwashed by what priest? Another one to say, what priest? Oh, that Chris is brainwashed by the priest. Everyone finds God in prison, right? And everyone is innocent. Sludge oil, dirty oil. You put your you don't even really want to step in oil outside. You don't even oil. Mm, mm. Did anyone answer if he went into work after that? So because I'm like, was he dirty? Was he nasty? Or he probably was dirty already at work working with oil. Did they know, anybody at work notice anything is what I'm asking, what I'm getting to. Did anyone say like, yeah, he came in and he was frazzled. He looked disheveled. He was acting strange. Did anyone say, or did he just go into work and clock in fine until he got that phone call from the best friend and the cop saying, "Come on, bring your ASS back home. We have some questions for you." Mm. Yes, he continued on his job. His boss said he looked and acted different. I think they said he was acting fine. I think they said he was acting normal. His workmates arrived at the site and didn't think anything was odd. He was in old sloppy clothes. You know that was so chilling for them when they found that out. I'm quite sure most of the men are dads. They worked arm to arm with him. And again, remember, he was like a former fatty, so he wasn't like this big alpha male, like a muscle bound big alpha guy. He was like, a short guy who just recently lost weight, wore glasses. I'm saying he didn't seem like a, a demon, a raging maniac. It takes a maniac to do that, unless, like you guys said, Nicole too. She has to be crazy. The weirdness only started when the police were at the house, seems like. NK says, check out the channel. Where's my water? NK says, check out the channel Patty Productions. There's a video of his boss being interviewed. His boss said he looked and acted different. One of his workmates, then Inky says, one of his workmates was trying for a child and he offered his unborn son to him. What? Netflix has a docuseries called American Murder in the Family Next Door to watch if anyone was interested in watching it. Oh yeah, I've seen that one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've watched a lot of them. Chris. It's just been a while. Plus the song NK told him to listen to on the way to work. What song? What song did she tell him to listen to, Christina? Oh, where are my chips? I need a medical snack. Oh, excuse me. Can you guys hear that? Battery by Metallica. Rochelle says, my thing is, if Nicole was innocent, why does she need to use coded language on the phone with him? Who did you think was going to be watching, Nicole? Oh, yeah. The song that Chris and Nicole listened to is called Battery by Metallica. Look up the words to Battery by Metallica. Oh, my God. Hold on. I'm about to look it up right now. As a matter of fact, I was going to say I'll look it up later, but I'm like, hold on. Battery. Lyrics, okay. Disney mom says, I wonder why Chris didn't tell on Nicole. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, you guys, if you can hear me snacking on medical snacks. That was a loud Lay's potato chip. Okay. The lyrics to Battery by Metallica, which is what NK asked Chris Watts to listen to. Oh, and it says here on Google, Chris behind the music, Chris Watts. Wow, it's on Google on the lyrics page. It says Chris Watts reportedly searched for the lyrics to Battery shortly after murdering his pregnant wife and two daughters in 2018. Battery refers to Battery Street in San Francisco, home to the Old Waldorf, a key venue in the 1980s thrash metal scene. The song celebrates the scene's tight knit community and defiance against the glam metal scene. Metallica debuted Battery live in Wichita, Kansas in 1986. Okay, let's see the lyrics. The lyrics say, lashing out the action, returning a reaction. Weak are ripped and torn away. Hypnotizing power, crushing all that cower. Battery is here to stay. Smashing through the boundaries, lunacy has found me. Cannot stop the battery. Pounding out aggression turns into obsession. Cannot kill the battery. Cannot kill the family. Battery is found in me. Battery, battery, crushing all deceivers, mashing non believers, never ending potency, hungry violence seeker, feeding off the weaker, breeding on insanity, smashing through the boundaries. Lunacy has found me, cannot stop the battery. Pounding out aggression turns into obsession, cannot kill the battery. Cannot kill the family. Battery is found in me. Sidebar. What the? Circle of destruction. Hammer comes crushing. Powerhouse of energy. Whipping up a fury. Dominating flurry. We create the battery. Smashing through the boundaries. Lunacy has found me. Cannot stop the battery. And it repeats, battery, battery, battery. Cannot kill the family. What is going on? So this is the song that Nicole, please don't, this is what he was listening to on the 50-minute ride? Was he on drugs, you guys? Gwen says, what a crappy song. Yeah. Be careful with that. The band is litigious. They get lawsuit happy. Oh my God. I woke up about an hour ago to go to the bathroom and saw that Danielle was live. Oh wow, Kalea, you should start with the Netflix docuseries. Yeah. Hey Addie. Hey Addie. Shout out to you. We were just catching up on some things. Getting into some things. Yes, a totally crappy song. Metallica is a classic band. My cat could write a better song. Chris Watts is a lunatic. Battery as in beating. Battery as in beating. That's messed up. NK's phone pinged near his house in the morning of the murder after he already left. Yep, no drugs. He was on Thrive, the products that Shanann sold. Really? Apparently didn't take much to become famous band back in the day. No malicious, no malicious. Good morning or late night or next morning or everyone wherever you are. It is 11:30 p.m. in California. Yes, Carolina, he wore several patches at once. Were they like nicotine patches? What type of patches? Inky says, off topic, what time is it on the other side of the world? Is there anyone from the other side of the world? I am close to the water in California, so it's not even midnight here. Energy patches. Really? So he used her own. Sorry, you guys. I was doing that thing again, talking into the phone, not the microphone. He did that. He used her own product while he took her life. Chris is sick and twisted. 5:54 p.m. in South Australia. Deb Richardson. Hey, Deb. Checking in. Big kisses and hugs to you, Deb. 11:24 in Oregon. Oh, it's the same time there. Oregon, you're the same time here. Disney Mom, 1:30 a.m. New York, 2:30 a.m. in New York. 2:23, 2:30 in Long Island, New York. Shout out to New York. What's the weather like out there, you guys? Is it cold yet? Yes, early morning, top of the morning for 2:24 in Florida. In case that Shanann Addie, yes, Addie, give us some. Give us some tea, Addie. Addie says Shanann's stupid patches, not putting her down, but those health patches, huh? And did you hear about the allergy thing that and her not really having lupus? Do you know anything about that? We were trying to figure that out earlier. They said she had rarely slept because of those. What? She had rarely slept because of those patches and would fall asleep mid sentence. Really? She wasn't using them while she was pregnant, was she? Did she use those patches while she? But I can imagine she was a busy bee. She probably needed a push. Like she had a lot. She was had a lot going on, and I can imagine behind the scenes. You guys think she knew her husband was having an affair? You know, most of the time, as a woman or a man, just as a human, excuse me, as a human, you have that like gut feeling. They say, do you think she knew? If she did know, she could have had a lot of sleepless nights, wondering or trying to figure that out. 12:25 in Tucson. She made him wear the patches on screen everywhere. Shout out to you, Gwen. Thank you. Good accent. In the mountains of BC, Canada at 11:24 p.m. Hey, so it's the same time in Canada as it is here, West Coast time. Okay. Medical snacks sound yummy straight after my hot meal. Yes, I'm trying not to eat these Lay's potato chips because I think you guys can hear me as I chew them, so I don't want to be rude. So he was even more susceptible to Nicole's manipulations because he was all on under that stuff, the energy stuff. Oh no, Chris, not Shanann. Okay. NK says she knew. She knew. Hey neighbor, California. Here, Rochelle. I believe NK did it. If she said no lupus, no nut allergies, yes, I believe NK as well. She's researched this case, and I'm pretty sure she knows the details. Actually, we need to do a rewind. This is so much to take in. They were FAE health patches, what fake health patches and products, a Prism Scheme company. I don't think she realized it. Was it like what do they have here? It's like a workout um like a workout thing that there's a lot of people that, like work at I don't know. It's like a Ponzi scheme type of deal. Oh, that's what you're saying, a Prism scheme. Yes, okay. Yes, she knew. She knew. She suspected it. These murdering men have never heard of divorce. Right, Disney mom? You have to try to take a life? How self serving. Shanann said Cece had tree nut allergies, but she was giving her food, including Thrive, that had tree nuts in them. So she may have just been saying that for what reasons? Shanann meant well. I don't think she would fake lupus or anything. She could have been misdiagnosed. Thank you for saying that. Someone said earlier she could have been misdiagnosed. She did mention that. Nothing is stronger than a woman's intuition. We know. We just know. Absolutely. That's why I'm like, behind the smiles and the videos, there had to be a lot going on. Poor Shanann. She had to be stressed out dealing with this POS. Parts of Canada, East Coast, Newfoundland. It's 3:57 a.m. right now. Wow. Hey Christina, thank you. That was so cute. Christina just sent a red flower. It was so cute. No, 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 no. No one else on those products wiped out their family. Right. She confronted Chris about it too. Did she? Before? I don't know if Shanann had lupus. I have it, and I could not be in the sun like she was. Thank you, Rochelle. She was at the top of the pyramid. Yes, she was a top saleswoman. Rochelle, thank you. There were many things she did that a lupus patient wouldn't be able to, and again, it didn't show up in her autopsy. Lupus will definitely show up in an autopsy. Christina Todd, 1970, big hugs and kisses. Shout out to you. Christina sent us a flower, and it was so cute. They call it multi-level marketing, aka pyramid Ponzi scheme, but the legal version. Yeah, so she was in, and wasn't she out earning POS, former human? Wasn't she out earning him? There could have been some jealousy there. Like she was working from home, having more fun, and he had to go to the oil plant. Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay. Inky says, I believe they bought a lot of products for themselves to make their numbers better. Lots of Thrive product in their basement. She was making 60K. Okay, go Shanann. She made, if we're at home with her babies, he definitely could have gotten a divorce. They could have went their same way. Shanann would have been thriving with her children and baby Nico. She would have moved on and made content out of her divorce story, out of her rebuilding her life as a single woman, and he could have went on with his nasty little side chick, as they say, his little mistress. He could have moved on with her and let Shanann and the girls go on into their, live their life, move forward. Who is he to make that choice? Who was he to choose to do that? She made him join her sales team. She did the work for him. Really? Oh, yeah, I remember he was not too into it, but she was. That was her hobby, her side hustle, and her bread and butter. Shanann was not making money with Thrive. They were 3 weeks from having their house repossessed. Plot twist. I don't think she would have. Well, if she was buying her products trying to make her numbers go up, so that could have had her in the negative. Negative earned. I don't think she would have not lied about lupus. I am not nuts about her. She was always selling, but I think she seems like a very decent person, says Addie. Hey, Rabbit Banshee. Having a child with a serious allergy is terrifying. Oh my God. You almost can't let them out of your sight, right? You don't know what's gonna. I think my phone may die. So, yeah, any allergy at school or anything, it is scary. I work in the head office of a pyramid company called Care. Whole business model with getting customers on quote auto ship monthly minimums in order to unlock commissions. They were about to go into second bankruptcy. Maybe it slowed down. I don't know. But she had a company car. Her kids may have had allergies, but they weren't deathly allergic to tree nuts like she claimed. Carolina said, she worked hard for the money. She worked hard for the money. I wonder what happened to